Hello, everyone.
Splash.
So I am going to be posting my discussion. This is the third time I've tried to film this. I just keep going on and on about the book, and I feel like I'm not fulfilling the discussion. So I'm not going to overthink it anymore, though. Okay, this is it. uh, I think that the Birchbox did a wonderful job presenting a positive experience to young readers about Native American cultures, and also it it was a really good example for how other books should display cultures. It did not use any generics, any stereotyping. It did a wonderful job at cultural authenticity. I really enjoyed this book. I want my daughter turns 8 next year, and I, I really want to read the book to her because it's super sweet, and we do have Native American blood in us, so it's interesting to hear that culture's version of things. Also, how the book talks about the positive experience between it. So, also, and when comparing it to the Little House on the Prairie, I do think that the Birch Bark House adds grave importance to the historical narrative, um, without knowing the personal side of things from another culture. It's very easy to peg them as the enemy or peg what we did as a good thing. And with this, you get to see that they are normal people. They definitely have more similarities than differences. And what was done to them was wrong. And it was unfortunate. So, and without that narrative, it can be depicted in a romantic light, and that's when it becomes a problem. In any historical event, even the Holocaust, it needs to be told, I mean, all sides of the story. So, I think they did a wonderful job. Oh, and then the five questions out of the two questions out of the five, I definitely think the reason why she separated it by summer, fall, and winter was the culture was to say he's had 3 winters, or she's had 2 summers. Um, so it was very important to keep cultural authenticity. Such a tongue twister. um, but that fact alone shows the authenticity, because they didn't have years, they didn't have a Gregorian calendar. That's a European thing. They went off the sun or the moon. They lived off the earth. The earth was their gods, their deities. For the second question, their lives began to change. One way was they used to keep food stored, and the food started to become depleted sooner and sooner. The rice wasn't growing as well. There wasn't that much game. And then also at the end of the book, how I think it's Dada, the dad, he goes to Day Day. I think it was Day Day. He goes down to where the white traders are and has to like gamble with them and to get goods. It's gotten so bad that they have to do things that aren't within their culture just to feed their family. So I thought the Birchback House was phenomenal. A plus. So yes, I'm so happy that I had to read that. Uh, or I got to read that. And then for the picture book that I wanted to discuss the last stop on Market Street. Um, it's really difficult to say. It could go one of two ways, of either being a stereotypical story or being a story that could show young readers, hey, you're not the only one that doesn't have a car. You're not the only one that has a different skin color. It's just really hard to comment on those things because I'm white, and it's very difficult for me to comment on those things. However, I think that they did a good job in giving parents an avenue of knowing what to say to their child when they are complaining about things that sometimes the parent also is upset about. I know, reflecting on being a poor child, it was nice to hear another adult be like, "Oh, well, you can find, beauty in all things," and he finds like the rainbow, and He doesn't understand how she can find the beauty and stuff like that. And so, like, that is really nice. I think they did a good job. I read the other books. I just thought that book was pretty interesting because it is kind of hard to difficult. I don't know how to word right now. It is really hard to judge books when you're not of the same culture to see if they are representative or not. So yeah, any of you commenting on my discussion, I would love if we could talk about that. How did you feel about the picture books? Thank you. Have a wonderful week.